Hosparus Health, there is a volunteer opportunity, something for you to do for your community. I want to welcome volunteer manager Sky. Say your last name. Yeasayer. Okay,
Yeasayer,
exactly what it looks like.
Right.
Yeasayer. What is that? It's so different.
It just it's a positive word. Yep.
I think it's a positive word too. And Sky is here because they are looking for volunteers for Hosparus. So let's talk about the importance of Hosparus and what you do.
Okay, well, Hosparus Health, we're a palliative and hospice organization. We provide medication management, symptom management, grief counseling, and the palliative and hospice programs for our patients and their families. And the volunteer part of it is a component of hospice care.
All right, so you will take care of those folks, whatever that need may be, because it's overwhelming.
Yes, it's for people who have a serious illness. Usually they might be in our care for anywhere from a couple weeks to a couple years.
All right, and getting all that medicine straight or what's needed or if something's wrong weighs pretty heavy on a family.
Absolutely, and the nurse will help out with that, and there's a social worker who will also help. So the role of the volunteer is to provide presence and support. It's not hands-on care. It's really just coming in and being present with the patient.
That sounds like a tough job, but you will provide training for that.
That's right. We have a training, usually about once a month we'll have training. And the training covers, we talk about grief, because pretty much everybody's gone through some sort of grief. We talk about how to be present with someone, and then we cover the little details like, HIPAA and hand hygiene and how to safely volunteer during the pandemic. We do require that our volunteers are fully vaccinated for COVID, and volunteers wear a mask when they're visiting with patients.
Well, it was something when I've been ill several times, but there was a group that had a kind of just a meeting, and they were talking about the things that we as Americans don't talk about, like serious illness, like death, and just different things like that. And I thought, it's true. That's not. So what kind of person would be ready to volunteer for this? Because I think I would be pretty nervous. What do I have to go through in order for you to prepare me? Because if I'm taking care of a family going through a struggle, I want to make sure I do it right.
Right. Well, the volunteer doesn't, so to speak, take care of the family. They're just
emotionally.
It's an emotional support.
Yeah.
So
so we need to scratch that off. Like, don't be worried that you're going to dose somebody wrong.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No, if you can sit and talk with someone, which I know you can.
I can. Yes, I can, Sky.
Then you would be great as a volunteer. So again, the role of a volunteer is to provide presence and support. And a lot of people, they hear hospice and they're like, oh, that means,
get panicked.
Yeah, dying. But the role or the main mission of Hosparus Health is to improve the quality of life of our patients. And so, even though that patient might be in a wheelchair or hospital bed, they still want to do the things they love. And so a volunteer might drop in and either play cards with the patient or watch TV with them, listen to the patient's stories. It really is just, like visiting your grandparents or someone who's seriously ill. And the great thing about the volunteer role is that they're not there to address the medical needs. They're there just to be there for the patient. Yeah, absolutely.
It's the fact that that person who is struggling is still a person with all the needs that everyone has.
Right, and everybody else is coming in and really addressing their symptoms and all the, medication management and everything. And the volunteer just gets to sit there and have fun with the patient.
So you just brought up a point that just came to me right now. When you're a patient, the doctors, nurses, they're taking care of those medical needs, but probably the biggest part of you is the part of wanting to laugh, of wanting to just feel normal.
Right. Or, a lot of people with a serious illness, they've already talked to all their loved ones about, all the different things they have. And so the volunteer's a new set of ears. And so they can tell those stories again. And, the volunteer's a non-judgmental person. They don't have any stake in, any kind of family relationship or anything like that. They are just there to listen. And I started out at Hosparus as a volunteer, and it's just life-changing work because that constant awareness of, dying and being seriously ill just gives an amazing gratitude for being alive.
You've got 2 training sessions coming up, Thursday, May 26th, 1 to 5, Saturday, June 25th, 9 to 1. Is there anything in particular that you all are looking for, or someone that just has a heart to serve?
Well, you have to have a heart to serve, but you also have to have the commitment to do it, because, again, we don't know how long a patient's going to be in our care, and it might be, a couple months, or it may be a year more. And so you do get emotionally attached to the patients, but we work directly with the volunteers to make sure that they have all the support to do it.
And to register to do this, whether it's this training session coming up or even a future one,
right?
Because you'll have more.
Yeah, even if you don't think now's the time for you to do it, go ahead and apply online, and we can work with you to get you into another training.
And we go to hosparushealth.org/volunteer, and all the information we need or might even have question about is there?
Absolutely. And once you submit the application, I'll be in touch to answer any of your questions or to get you scheduled for training.
All right. Did we forget anything?
We do have some ways that people can help if they don't want to do patient support. We don't have as many jobs in the office, but we do have occasionally some administrative needs. And then we have a care blanket program. So if you quilt or you crochet,
nice.
You can donate blankets that our staff and volunteers take out to our patients.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and I'm the contact for that, so you can go to the website and I'll hook you up with that as well.
All right, we appreciate what you do.
Well, thank you for having us.
We appreciate you so much, and if there's a way for you to give back to Hosparus Health, hosparushealth.org/volunteer. Stay with